Darling? Ah, thank goodness. You're finally awake. I was beginning to worry that I put too many sleepy pills in your drink and that you weren't going to wake up. Gosh, I'd never forgive myself. But you are awake, and you seem to be okay. Ah, darling, don't you worry me like that. Oh, you look a little shaken up. I promise there's nothing to worry about, darling. Nothing at all. I just had to... Well, I had to restrain you. But it's for your own good. I suppose I should at least explain what's going on. First things first, my name's Liam. Liam Smith. You might not recognize me. I was kinda hoping you would, but I don't blame you if you don't. We go to school together. Though you are a grade below me, so we don't have any classes together. But we met in the office once. It was pretty brief, though. I was checking in late to school after a doctor's appointment, and I think you were picking up some makeup work. I remember because you dropped your folder, and the papers went all over the office floor, and I helped you pick them up. You insisted that it was okay and that you didn't need any help, but I wanted to anyways. You probably don't even remember that. Like I said, it was brief, but from that moment on, well, I was obsessed. I always kept an eye out for you in between classes, just hoping to get a glimpse of you in the hallway. I never really went up to talk to you. I know that you'd be busy and wouldn't have the time between going to your locker and trying to get to your next class, so instead, I just observed you. I got to see what you were like when you thought no one was watching. How you acted, what you did, who you talked to, what you'd say. It was interesting. See, most people put on a sort of facade. They throw on a mask and pretend to be a certain way, and then when they're more comfortable, they act so different. But you were so real. When I met you in the office, you were just a cute, shy, helpful little student, and I don't know. I guess I sort of thought it was just too good to be true. I assumed you were just being so nice and shy because, at the time, I was just a stranger to you. I expected you to go hang out with your friends and do some mean stuff like so many other kids at our school. There's a lot of snobby people and bullies there, and to be honest, I kind of expected the same from you. But you were just so sweet, and it was so different. It warmed my heart seeing the way you interacted with others, and once I had a taste of what you were like, I knew I had to see more. It didn't take me long. I waited a few days, and then I'd made up my mind. I was going to follow you home. I was so nervous, so scared. I knew that if you caught me that it was over. You'd think I was some weird stalker person, but I don't know how to explain it. It sounds so crazy, but it felt like it was worth the risk. I didn't want you to think badly of me. I didn't want that at all, and I still don't. But if you had caught me then, at least you would have noticed me, and then I could have convinced you as to why I was following you home, and you would have understood that it's because I was in love with you, and then... Sorry, I'm rambling. Where was I? Oh, right. Following you home. I didn't want to make it too obvious, so I was sure to keep my distance. A couple times you turned around and I thought you almost saw me. But I managed to act casual and to keep following you. Eventually you got to your house and I was so happy. It was only a couple blocks away from mine, which meant I could visit you as many times as I wanted. And oh, did I? I visited you time and time again, and every single time I saw you, I fell even more in love. I loved to peek through your windows, watching you as you slept. You always looked so peaceful sleeping, not a care in the world, just a cute little angel lying there underneath some warm blankets. It makes me want to cry just thinking about it, but a happy cry. Don't worry, sweetie. I also liked watching you make breakfast in the morning, but I usually couldn't stick around too long for that. When the sun is up, it's much more likely you'll see me peeking in. Or even worse, your neighbors might see me at your window and call the police, and that would just be no fun at all. Anyways, as time went on, I started to want more and more. I didn't want to just watch you as you slept or made breakfast. I wanted to be there in the very room with you. I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to feel you, so I did it. I noticed that every morning you make some coffee to go along with your breakfast, so I figured that'd be the best way for me to get what I wanted. I was super nervous that your house would have some sort of security system or that your neighbors would notice me going in, but I managed. Once I was in, it was simple. I put a bunch of the sleepy pills I grinded up into your sugar jar, so when you would make your morning coffee, you'd be adding sleepy pills instead of sugar. It wasn't the most elaborate plan in the world, but it worked. I was watching you from the window as you got more and more drowsy until you finally put your head down at the table and passed out. It was a pain getting you into my car, into my house, but eventually we made it. And now I have you all to myself. You still look worried. What is it, sweetie? Do you want me to remove the tape from your mouth? I would, but I just can't resist his adorable puppy dog eyes of yours. Fine, I'll take the tape off on one condition. No screaming. If you scream or yell or do anything to try to alert my neighbors, that will make me very, very upset. And you would not like it if I got upset. Understand? Okay, I trust you. I'm going to go ahead and take the tape off. There we go. Are you okay? I hope the tape didn't hurt those soft little lips of yours. Okay, good. Speaking of lips, can I... Never mind. I was going to ask to kiss you, but we should probably take things slow. But I have been watching you for a while. I mean, it's kinda like we've been dating, but I'll wait until you're comfortable with it. But I do love you. So much, darling, and... Huh? Darling, what's wrong? I took the tape off of you. I thought you'd be happy. Why aren't you happy? I thought you'd like being here with me. You never have to worry about anyone or anything ever again, and... Oh. You want me to untie you? Darling, Listen, I trust you. I love you and I trust you, and you are my everything, but I mean, I can't just untie you. You know I can't. I mean, you just woke up and you probably aren't in the best mindset. I don't want you to try to do something silly like running away, because if you ran away from me, then I would be very, very, very upset, and I would track you down. I'd make it my life's mission to, and when I did find you, well, we don't need to think about that, because for now, I'm leaving you tied up, and you're staying right here, and you're never, ever, ever running away. And now listen, there's something I need to deal with. When I was trying to get you out of your house and into my car, one of your neighbors maybe noticed, and well, I mean, I couldn't leave any witnesses. I've got them tied down in my basement right now. You stay right here, okay? Maybe if you're good and don't try anything, I'll consider untying you when I get back. You just gotta show me that you won't be silly, okay, darling? Okay, here. Just a kiss on the forehead for now. I'll be back in a few hours. I love you.